What's up, everyone? My name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I am building another tiny house. I already did a micro home on my channel and I really wanted to do a tier 2 tiny home for this one. So it is a 64 tile build. It's exactly 64 tiles. So that's what we're doing today, and I'm building it in Brindleton Bay, which is my favorite world. And I really, really like this lot. I've never built on this lot before, and I honestly don't know why, because it's so beautiful. I love the, that it's on the dock, in the harbor, and yeah, I just love the surroundings. It's so beautiful. You can just look out over the water, over the ocean. And yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really pretty and really beautiful. So I finally just sat down and built on this lot. And I was actually kind of inspired as far as the style of this build goes. I was really inspired by another build that I did a few weeks ago, or maybe like a month ago or something. I don't quite remember, but it's the harbor cafe that I built. It's also on the dock here on the other lot. That's also up on my channel if you're curious what I'm talking about. But for that cafe, I really didn't know what style I wanted it to be. So I just started building, and then I came up with this style that looked, I don't know, I just really liked it. I really liked the vibe of it. So I decided to use that style and just use that style for this build again. And it turned out really cool. In my opinion, I really like how this tiny house came out. So the style that I was trying to go for, I don't know exactly how to describe it or how to call it, or if it has a name even. I don't know. But it just, for me, it looks like it's kind of made out of recycled materials. It's not a container home, but it does have kind of the aspects of that. I'm also using the wallpaper, the container-y looking wallpaper, for part of the build. But then I also use this older looking brick on the outside, as if it was made out of remains of an old warehouse or something, but then it's only the remains of that warehouse, so they use different materials to add on to those remains to make a tiny house out of it, if that makes any sense. I really don't know if I'm making any sense right now, but that is the vibe. It's made out of recycled materials in combination with remains of what was already there, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you'll see that once I start putting the wallpaper on the outside, then you'll kind of get the vibe of what I'm saying, I guess. And then it also has some modern looking aspects to it. For example, the shape of the house is kind of modern looking because it's really boxy in a way, and yeah, quite modern looking, I guess. I'm repeating myself right now, but that's okay. Yeah, here you can see that I'm using older brick, and then maybe they added the upstairs part later and they use recycled container material for that, for example. So yeah, that's kind of the style. I don't know if it has a name. I don't think it does. Maybe it does. If it has a name, if you recognize this style or if it makes you think of something, please let me know, because I'd be really curious to just do a little bit of research, because I don't know, I found out that I really like building in this style. It's kind of, it's not really something that I've ever seen in real life. So I think that's what makes it interesting for me to build in, because I can just really use my imagination and not feel like I have to get it right or look up reference pictures or anything. So yeah, I can just really use my own creativity for this, and really just let my imagination guide me or something. I don't know. Also, I kept having issues with the stairs, because when I was fiddling with the roofing, on the side there, every time I did that, the stairs would disappear. So that was very annoying. I don't know why that happened. But yeah, that's okay. And I just added lots of pillars on the outside as well, because I like the the wood texture that those pillars have. It looks like it's like older used wood or something. Yeah, and it really fits in with the like harbor style or the dock style. And then I really wanted to add a truck or a car, but then I was thinking that would make no sense at all, because how in the world would you get your truck to this house? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think trucks can drive over the wood, like over the dock. I don't think that makes any sense. But yeah, I was having lots of fun with the outside of this build. Just adding those planter boxes and flowers, and because obviously the texture or the main terrain paint of this build is like dirt. But yeah, I was also rambling about this in the cafe build that I did. But to me, that just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It's just so weird. Why is the terrain paint not just the exact same wood that's around the lot? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, you know, it's okay. So for the longest time here, I didn't know what to put over the dirt. So I just left it like this for a little while. And then when I was done with the inside, I went back outside to finish it up. And yeah, it did work out. It did work out fine in the end. I found a brick that, yeah, that really kind of looked okay. So that's what I went for. But you'll see that later. And yeah, here I'm moving on to the inside of the build now. It's a 64 tile tiny house, and that's not even that small. I mean, I didn't really have any issues with the 32 tile micro home. So I was thinking for this one, it should be just fine. And it was. I mean, it did take me a while to figure out how I wanted everything to be laid out. But I figured it out. It's also because it's only for 2 Sims. I furnished it for 2 Sims, so that's not that many. I mean, 2 Sims don't need that much space, I guess. And there's also an upstairs part as well to this. And also, like, there's a terrace upstairs. But that doesn't count as tiles because it's not a fully closed-in room, because it does have half walls around it, but those half walls aren't fully closed off because there's stairs going up there. So yeah, that doesn't really count as a room. But also, I think there is a way to work around that, even if you wanted it to be fully closed off. I think if you fully close it by copying a wall and just pasting it where you want it to be instead of like dragging and closing it off, if that makes any sense. I think that's how you work around it, and it doesn't count as a room, which may be a little bit cheaty, but then again, I'm just thinking if it's not inside the house, if it's not actual space that's inside, I don't think it should count as tiles. I mean, it's not inside the house, so you can just, why would it count as tiles if you just put a dining table outside, like on a patio or something? I don't think that should count as a room. So I think it's all right to like be a little bit cheaty that way. But for this one, like I said before, I didn't have to cheat because it doesn't count as a room, so I'm totally fine. Doesn't feel like I cheated. But yeah, for the inside of this house, I was kind of going for a modern industrial kind of vibe because I used the Moschino stuff windows, which I think really suit this style of build very well because it makes it look a little bit industrial and modern at the same time. So for the inside, I wanted to go for like a little bit of a modern vibe. I used those exposed brick on the inside as well. I just think it looks really, really cool. Yeah, and I'm obviously using lots of stuff from the Tiny Living stuff back. It's just, yeah, I can't get over it. I don't know if you've seen enough tiny builds already from other YouTubers, but I just can't get over it. I really enjoy the style of the furniture. I think it's so beautiful and I just can't get enough of it. I've been building with it for like a week now. And yeah, I'm still totally obsessed with it. And this is also the first build in which I actually got to use the couch, which is my favorite piece of furniture from this pack, because my previous build was a micro home, so that I only used the Murphy bed in there, and I didn't have any space to actually use this couch and this chair, which are my favorite pieces. And also this little poof, I think it's so cool. I was just having lots of fun using the furniture pieces that I hadn't gotten around to using just yet. So yeah, I was really enjoying this, and I also really like the light wood flooring that I have going on. I think, yeah, it's just so beautiful. I like the light wood colors in this game a lot, and it goes so well with like black and white and neutral colors for the furniture. So that's kind of what I was going for. And then as far as the storyline for this build, I didn't really think of that ahead of time. I was having struggles actually with storylines. I've been having struggles with storylines lately. So if you have any like storylines in mind, please just let me know if there's any types of families or types of Sims or types of roommates or whatever that you'd like to see a build for. Please just let me know, because I have tons of ideas for builds as far as like the builds go, but then for the furniture, for like a few weeks now, I've been having struggles thinking of families for some reason. I don't know. It's not something that I usually struggle with, because I really like thinking of storylines and working out storylines in my head and then building a house for them and furnishing a house for those Sims. But yeah, for the longest time, or not the longest time, I mean, it's only been a few weeks, but I have been having a little bit of struggles with thinking of storylines. So if you have any ideas, please let me know, because I would love to incorporate your storylines in my builds. I think it would be so fun to, just get some inspiration and get some ideas from other people and just incorporating that with my own creativity, if that makes any sense. So yeah, if you have any ideas, I would be delighted to to just hear about it and use it in my builds. That would be so much fun, I think. But then, for this build, what I came up with as I was furnishing it, it was giving me the vibe of like maybe a young mother and her teenage son. Maybe she became a mom at a very early age, and I did think she was very creative. I also added, you could see that, I added an easel in this build because also I just want to get used to using more skill building items in my builds, because I'm not really too great at at adding those to my builds, which is a bit unfortunate, but I just keep reminding myself that I have to do that. So for this one, I was like, I have a spot that could use some furniture. You know what? I'm going to just put an easel in there. So that's what I did, and I think the mom living here is a very artistic type of person, and then maybe she's living with her teenage son, and this is his bedroom that I am decorating right now. I was really going for the darker swatches of the furniture. I really like those black swatches with the blue. So he has a very tiny, small little bedroom and his own 3-tile bathroom. So yeah, that's what I'm furnishing right now. And then the mom, she has the upstairs part of the build. Now that I'm thinking about it, it could also maybe be an older sister who is maybe a young adult, and then her younger teenage brother or something. Something along those lines would really work for this build, I think, because I did really furnish it for younger people, if that makes any sense. I mean, not that older people can't be into this kind of furniture that I'm using, but yeah, I don't know. That's just really the vibe that it was giving me. And then what was I saying? The mom or the sister or whatever you think suits this build. She has the upstairs part of the build. So there are stairs on the outside that go up, obviously, because it's stairs. But then there is an upstairs part of this build that is a bedroom, but also a living area, and there is also a desk with a computer or a laptop up there, and also a small 3 tile bathroom. So yeah, you could see it as maybe, you know, just a separate part, like maybe even just a little, you know, extra apartment. Maybe you could see it. This is the upstairs that I'm furnishing right now. It could even be maybe for two roommates that are just renting this place together, and then one of them lives downstairs and has access to the common areas, and then the other one lives upstairs and has maybe his or her own little apartment kind of style. I mean, there's no kitchen up here, but yeah, that could work as well, maybe for two roommates or something. But yeah, I think the storyline that I was mostly going with is the single mother and her teenage son. So yeah, that's what I was going for up here as well. Oh, here you can see me play test. That's one thing that's a little bit annoying about the Murphy beds, is that you can't see the swatches of the bed sheets when you place it first. So that means you're gonna have to just have your sim put it down and hopefully not have your sim die because that does happen quite a lot. I think I have had my sim self. I always play test my builds with my sim self. She died already from pulling down the Murphy bed. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, I can just get her off the gallery and just use her for playtesting again. I mean, it's not really a problem, but it was a little bit sad. But, you know, that's okay. So, yeah. Here I'm just going to furnish, like I said, I just added a little study area with a laptop. And, yeah, I really like the color of the wallpaper that I'm using. It's a very light purple kind of swatch. I don't know. I'm really enjoying the color scheme that I have going on in this build. It's like really lighter colors mixed with black and white. Yeah, I don't know. I was really enjoying it. And for this part that I'm furnishing right now, I didn't really know what to do because I had this corner which was still empty and I felt like I had to put stuff there. I had to put something there. So I do like how it came out. Like I just added a little mirror and hung up some extra clothes because it is a tiny house. So there is not tons of storage space. So I just, added as much storage space as I could. And then I put a little 3-tile bathroom up here as well. I think that's the kind of bathroom that I have been going for all my tiny homes and micro homes that I've been building. That's my favorite way to do bathrooms, is this 3-tile style that you can see me do right here. Because everything just fits perfectly. I mean, there's no sink in here. A sink doesn't fit when you make a 3-tile bathroom, at least not for me. So I just added a sink. Downstairs, there's no sink in the bathroom as well, but I mean, there's a sink in the kitchen, and then upstairs, I just added a sink in the bedroom. I think that makes perfect sense. I mean, I've never actually done that in The Sims, but in real life, I think it's pretty realistic. I mean, when I was living in university housing, when I was living with other students, I had my own bedroom, but I did have my own sink in my bedroom. I think all 3 of us did. So to me, it's pretty common to have a sink in your bedroom. It seems a little bit random in The Sims, but yeah, I think it makes perfect sense. And it's a really good way to just add an extra sink in your tiny house as well. And yeah, here I'm just furnishing the upstairs terrace, if that's how you call it. I did like adding that older looking leather couch up there. I was thinking maybe they got that second hand, or maybe it's a very old leather couch that they just put outside. I think it really suits this style of house very nicely. And I added a chess table up here as well, which is another skill building item. And then I think I even added some planter boxes downstairs, or outside, I mean. So you can work on your gardening skills as well. And here I'm going to go crazy with the planter boxes, like plants and potted plants and everything, which is all from the debug catalog, I believe. I think I pretty much only used planter boxes from the debug catalog, except for the ones that you can use for gardening. Those are just the regular gardening planter boxes. But yeah, I was really enjoying just adding some decorations, some like harbor, sea, ocean style decorations, if that makes any sense. And I really also liked adding those boxes that are nearby the front door, and I just put a little lantern on it. I think it looks so cool and so industrial. And then I added some of those pipes to the outside as well, which really, to me, that felt like the finishing touch that it needed, was those pipes, or whatever you call it, on the outside. I think that just makes it look so industrial and so like renovated. And yeah, I don't know. I really like how it looks. And yeah, here you can see that I also found the right brick to put over the terrain paint. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, and here you can just see me adding some more flowers, and I just really like the vibe of those planter boxes around the build. I mean, obviously you can't plant any plants in the ground here, so those planter boxes just make a lot of sense, and I think it really looks really cool. So yeah, we're almost finishing up this build. We're heading on into screenshots right now. So you can download this build off the gallery. My username is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Instagram if you want to. My username is Simmarysims on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next build. Bye!